Welcome to the Buncha Grifters movie review, the first ever Buncha Grifters movie review.
Well, it's not completely true. We have reviewed movies before. Not a segment.
I'm doing a fucking intro here for the YouTube video, for the YouTube content. Yeah.
Put it on the podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna review a movie. We watched the movie just 10 seconds ago. We just finished watching the movie.
We did.
What movie did we watch, Brett?
Jeremy, we watched The Menu.
The Menu.
It's one of his classics.
We harvest, we ferment, we gel.
They gel.
We gel.
Very, very interesting movie. We had our hypothesis of what we thought it was going to be.
It was completely not true.
We knew it was a psychological thriller.
Okay, let's explain what the movie is first, and then we'll...
Yeah.
The movie is all these customers spend a lot of money to go to this fancy restaurant on this island.
Mm-hmm, yeah, and
there's
it's
this
exclusive.
Renowned chef, right? He's well known. He's got great food. Little do they know,
the chef's gone completely fucking mental.
he's nuts.
Yeah, he's just gone to the breaking point. We're not going to spoil the movie too much. We'll
get into it.
we're
So
gonna say
actually,
some
hey,
things.
spoiler alert. We should probably spoiler alert this.
Go watch the movie and then come and listen
Yes.
to this video, obviously.
So the customers all go to this very nice restaurant on the island. The courses come out. They slowly are realizing, like, okay, this is kind of fucked up. Like, there's some stuff going on.
It escalates really quickly when one of the chefs just shoots himself in the fucking head. That's when it really ramps up and you're like, oh! When they took that mat and they put the mat down, I'm like, yep, Here we go.
He just put a gun in his mouth and just bang.
Yeah.
And the shit he was saying to, like, Julian Slowick. That's the name of the chef. He goes to one of his cooks that's working for him. He's like, you're not that good. You want to be like me. And then he's like, do you want my life? He's like, no. He's like tearing up. He's like, okay, well, show us your meal. Takes a gun, blows his fucking brains out. They dish out his dish that he's created. And,
and the thing is like, so I think I might have just planted the seed first when I saw the ad for it. I thought this was a cannibalism show.
I was like the whole time, whenever any piece of food came out on that fucking screen, Jeremy, like,
oh, that's an eyeball.
That's a nail, right?
Yeah.
That's the bone.
That's that. I thought they were going to cook Jeremy right in front of them. I thought they were going to take his fucking...
I thought so too. Like,
I thought they were going to fillet him while he was alive and cook him alive.
Yeah, like we're going to eat some Jeremy.
It could have went there, I feel like.
I feel like there was missed opportunity.
I did too.
There was no cannibalism.
There was no cannibalism in the end, which is very strange.
We thought there would have been.
So, and then with the outcome of the movie too, the end of the movie, the last fucking 5 frames of the movie, it's just like, what?
It's exactly...
how those movies end.
Thriller movies end.
Just like
psychological thrillers, they always end like that, because then it's a deeper meaning. You're like, okay, why did it end like that? And you go and you look online, you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But you can kind of piece it together.
Yeah.
Throughout. And so after the Jeremy chef dies, the meals keep coming out. They eventually let all the guys try running and escaping. They all get caught.
No, but he didn't finish his sentence. He said, you have 45 seconds, the last one to be caught, and then they run.
They just book it.
But it was a reward. The last one to get caught got a nice little aperitif.
A little dessert.
Yeah, it was a little cute little egg.
Do you think he ate it?
Oh, yeah, he ate it.
He better have.
Yeah, of course he did. The food was fantastic. That's the other thing, too. But there's an underlying tone of the movie, too, that kind of is like, you're all extremely unappreciative of this.
That was it.
And even the ones that are appreciative of it, like the fucking Tyler, the guy who was like the avid fan of this fucking establishment, he's like, you don't fucking get it though. You know all about it, but you have no clue about it, right?
Because
he got him a cook.
it, but just like he's taking pictures of all the food, like he
was taking pictures of the food. He was. You're right. And he's just like the worst, right? And he also knew that they were all going to die.
But his situation was very funny because when he signed up, everyone or was it just him that was coming to that dinner that knew everyone would die?
I guess it was just him because he was
him.
a super fan. So he knew what he was signing up for.
So he's the one that plays the Beast in the X-Men movies.
Yeah.
But he knew that everyone was going to die. But when he bought his tickets, he was with a girl and they broke up. So he hired
He hired this emotional support girl that
girl,
like watches
Anna
people.
Taylor-Joy, is that her name? The actor.
Yeah. She watches people masturbate.
Margaret, her name was.
Erin was her real name.
Yeah, and then so she had no idea, and Chef was very upset with that.
Yeah, he wasn't planning on killing an innocent person.
Yeah.
Right? And that I think is the ending of the movie too, is she proves to him that she's not a piece of shit. Mm-hmm. That she's not just an eater and a taker, that she is somebody who cares about the finer things in life. And it's interesting because everybody in there he had beef with.
Yes.
All the people in there except her.
Even the one girl who was with the movie actor.
Yeah.
He didn't like her because of the school she went to.
Yeah, she went to the school and she didn't have student loans, which she hated, which was kind of a funny moment. He's like, oh, you're rich? Fuck you.
Yeah. So then the night slowly goes on, and then Margaret, the redhead girl. Margot, is that her name? I'm calling her Marge from now on.
It's Margot.
Margot, okay. So Margot ends up given the task from Chef to go and
get a barrel.
And on her way out of the building, she sees Tyler hung himself because Chef told him to, because he was such an embarrassment to.
It's interesting that he did it too.
Art.
He probably knew that he was going to die anyway.
Yeah,
so
might as well just fucking do it, right? But then Chef's assistant was very jealous that he was making Margot
do things.
She's like, you're not taking my spot. They end up fighting. Margot kills her. But Margot went into Chef's house, which no one's allowed to go into, and
he gave her the key though.
Yeah, but then she found his secret room, and she saw a picture of him as a young kid
with a burger,
flipping burgers when he used
Employee
to work
of the month.
When he used to work at a fast food restaurant. So she knew deep down, maybe I can get my way out of this psychologically, because Buddy's fucked up.
Yeah, he had a mental break for sure. It's just, so this is where I have a little bit of an issue with the movie, right? That's it?
Yeah.
You know, like, that's it, really? I don't know. I feel like there was a way bigger extreme situation. They could have had, like, a human farming factory or a... Like, I just feel like the lack of... Again, like, it would have been cool if the way they set up and the way they're, like, this big cult is that they're always feeding human and they've been getting away with it and they've been tricking people into eating it.
That's what we thought it was going to be.
And I feel like that's a much more interesting plot.
It's like you're kind of almost hoping it was like a Shawshank Redemption or or one of those other fucking.
But like it starts the way it ends, where like, you know, at the end of it, it's the next crew that comes in. It's not a matter of everybody being burned alive.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was kind of fun that we're sitting on the couch like, oh fuck, that's human meat they're eating.
The
whole movie we're like, oh fuck, they're eating the fucking human right now.
Yeah, and maybe that's why. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe that's part of the movie is that we got it. That there's this underlying, oh, they're eating human, right? And in never once does that come to fruition. It's just the psychosis of a man. I don't know. It's
all of that food looked like it could have been fucking human.
I know it did, and like, yeah, you never knew when he did the deconstructed bread, which is like fucking hilarious. Like,
Chef was gonna kill his mom too. His mom's there.
He killed his mom.
She's ungrateful, apparently.
Yeah. He said that. He slipped up or didn't slip up. He just said it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was just an interesting, like, it was, when Margot's last speech of, like, this isn't food with love, this is food with obsession. She nails it on the head, and he's like, fuck, you're right.
Yeah.
And then you know, she's like, make a burger. And he's like,
cheeseburger.
And he smiled.
And you can see when he was making the burger too, he had a smile on his face, like he was actually enjoying making.
It's like when you're friends with a school shooter and they say, "Hey, Kyle, don't come to school tomorrow." You know?
Yeah.
He had respect for him.
I guess so.
That's what it is. Were we allowed to make jokes in a movie review?
I guess so.
What would you? Okay, so with everything, what would you rate this movie? I'll go second. I'll go second.
I just feel I liked the meaning behind the movie. It was really good. So the overall arching theme of the movie is be grateful for the art in the world and what the artists provide, whether it's food, whatever it is, right?
Which is an underlying theme. It's an underlying confusion of how I'm going to rate this movie.
For sure.
It's kind of a genius trope.
What goes in, but I was almost hoping for something a bit deeper with cannibalism, because that's what I saw in the trailers. I was going to be like, meat factory humans.
Like, why'd they cut the dude's finger off?
I'm going.
Like, what was that about? That's a completely
I was like, oh, that's going to go in a cocktail later.
Yeah.
You can always 6.5 out of 10.
6.5?
Yeah, I'm going 6.5.
I was gonna say 6.5.
Were you actually?
Yeah, I actually
it
was.
just feels like it deserves a 6.5.
But then, and I think about that. Like, I almost kind of want to bite my tongue and say, like, how many movies have I watched in the past 5 years
Were
that
you
have been
kind of
that
on
good?
edge like that? I think it was so beautiful because we didn't really know much about it.
But is that part of it? Like, is that the goal? We need to get the director on. We need to get
Maybe.
the director on of the film to say, was the goal to trick people into thinking that it was cannibalism?
Absolutely.
Because that's if so that
Does
then
that
it's a
bump your
9
rating
out
up?
of 10, and we're
Ooh.
negligent for not even knowing that. You know what I mean? We're negligent. We're fucking takers and eaters. We're not even taking in the actual art.
That is a good
you know?
thought. That's a very good thought.
You know?
I'm gonna get killed.
You'd be a fucking smart.
I would be a smart. And yeah, when the movie ends, like the final course is he makes everyone a s'more, puts chocolate hats on,
And a marshmallow.
and
Which
then they light
that's-
on fire and
that
boom.
part, I'm just like, what the fuck is going
Run.
on? Like, at least try to fight, right?
Yeah. What would you rate it out of 10?
I want to say 7 out of 10.
So you're dying too.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know, like,
I'm losing a finger first,
I
and
hate.
then you're going.
Yeah, maybe I lose a finger, or maybe he tells me my movie sucks. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's hard to say because, damn, you could take it. You could take that movie a lot deeper.
You could have taken it so much deeper, I feel like. But I feel like if it got taken to the cannibalism, maybe we would have expected that and it would have been boring.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The fact that we thought the cannibalism is genius. What's behind the white door? What's behind the white door? It's going to
Yeah.
be human trafficking.
What about that white
It's gonna-
door in the kitchen?
We
What
don't
the hell was
know.
there?
We don't know.
Maybe that was the humans.
There you go. There you go. That's what makes me wonder. Like, was it a lot? No, there's no sequel. But I'm just saying, like, what was that a part of it? Like, was that because the whole point they're feeding, like,
They have
the
everything.
chef, which could be considered the director, is kind of screaming at you like, you ungrateful pieces of shit. You don't know how to even take art in anymore. You're all
Yeah.
just terrible people. And it was just like sort of perfect.
It was kind of perfect in that way. That
And
is
in
true.
that part, like, I want to give it 9 out of 10, I want to be stingy with my
I
numbers,
want to
but
maybe movie itself, but experience of watching the movie, absolute 9 out of 10. Movie
Sure.
itself, 6.5.
that's solid. I'll say 7 just to say it, but
Yeah.
it was a good movie, and I hate that I'm giving it such a low. But to be fair, like, She-Hulk would get a 1 out of 10.
Yeah, fair enough.
So let's keep that in mind,
Yeah.
right? Like, I'm talking like the past couple of years, some of the stuff that's come out, like Multiverse of Madness,
Not good.
get like a 3 out of 10.
What's the last good psychological thriller you've seen?
I really enjoyed Coherent. Coherent's one of my favorite movies
Have
ever.
I seen that one?
I don't think so. It's so good. I love watching it. It's so much fun to watch. It's also really fun to watch with people because you've never seen it, so you get to watch it for the first time, and I get to watch it another time. I watch it like fucking 14 times.
Nice.
And every single time I watch it, I see something different, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. So
Maybe that's our next movie to watch.
Coherent, I'd love to. Coherent is one of the most underrated movies ever. It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd love more movies like that. Like, I'd like people to say, hey, you got to watch this.
Yeah.
What's the one? Shutter
Shutter
Island? Is it Shutter Island? Is that with Leonardo DiCaprio?
I think so, yeah.
That is a
a good
fantastic fucking movie. That movie is so fucking good.
Well, maybe, if this video does good enough, these guys can recommend us something to
Yeah,
watch. Something we haven't seen.
Yeah, and there's got to be a lot of movies we haven't seen that are, just grade A psychological thrillers.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of anything with like time travel in it, I find.
Please recommend some time travel stuff.
I have a really good time travel one that you haven't watched.
You sure?
Our friend Sophie and I
You
watched
sure I haven't
it.
seen it?
And we watched it, but we were like so fucking high and so tired that I think I fell asleep halfway through it and woke up.
So we'll have to watch that.
We'll have to watch that. Yeah, and I can't remember what the fuck it's called, but
Well, maybe we'll do some
I'll
digging.
find it. I'll find it.
Alrighty, you guys. Thank you for tuning in to our first movie review. The
Yeah.
menu.
Let us know what you think about the movie reviews.
Yes,
Because
please let
we're
us
going to
know.
just be posting these out as kind of a little sprinkle of fun.
And
you know?
I believe you can find this on Disney Plus and on other websites. So,
Yeah.
or you can buy it on Prime.
You can
or something.
rent it or something. Come on,
It's
we
still
all
in theaters, maybe. I don't know.
use a fucking torrent, you pussies.
Oh yeah!
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thanks, guys. The menu.
Nice.